Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is a New York by Night venue for Werewolf. If you are not over the age of 16, please close the window and stop watching. And we will begin with everyone following up Ben and Siggy's death battle, as we will call it. In the Umbra, everyone is left. Emmett has gone running like a little shit bitch. Xavier has just vanished off somewhere to be emo. And Nighteyes comes out looking like she's ready to tear a man's dick off. You may proceed as you all wish.
All right. So speaking of dick, this grill out. That's where Emmett goes to. He heard that it was gonna go down. He just finds just the rawest meat that he possibly can. Just some raw ass meat, like some fucking steak or some shit. He just grabs that shit.
And by the way, I think Xavier is with Emmett because they left the Umbra together.
If you're with me, then you're with me.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just
Xavier
not here right now. If you're gonna say something.
So, Xavier, you see the one who claimed to be vegan stuffing raw meat down his throat.
Oh, no, he's not eating it yet. He's just taking it. And he's taking it to, where he's been sleeping. That's where he's going with it.
What are you going to do with that?
Just fucking eat it. I don't know. Because apparently I can't be vegan anymore because, I turned into a 9-foot-tall killing machine that apparently doesn't really have any kind of friend or foe differentiation fucking protocol. I don't know. Let's just fucking eat some meat. Since being vegan doesn't matter anymore. Being a good person doesn't matter anymore. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done, man. And then he opens up the steak and just starts eating that shit. Fucking done.
Coming up, probably alongside Nighteyes at this point, after catching up with her, Callie is just going to look at Nighteyes and then out at Emmett at the cookout. Oh, no, he fucking didn't.
I'm going to give him a few minutes. And she kind of looks around, sees his stick, picks it up, and she just starts breaking it repeatedly over and over again, which a lot of Hamids know is just a way Hamids try to calm down and let stress out.
Don't worry, Sophia, I've got this one. As she walks up, and I'm just going to make a stamina roll for something real quick and spend a willpower point on it.
Oh, is it stay up?
To stay up, yeah. And 3 successes, I'm alright, so I'm fucking wired. As she literally comes up to Emmett, just like literally tearing through all the individuals, and she's going to open up her hand. She's going to reach back, look Emmett directly in the eye, and smack the shit out of him.
Okay, that was nice. Okay, what was that for?
She looks at him with an incredulous look. This is the time that you're going to go back on your own sense of what's right and wrong.
I have no idea what is right and wrong. What am I even supposed to do right now? I couldn't do anything beforehand.
She's going to grab him up to his feet, like by his shirt, and she is going to kind of snarl at you. Even though she's in Hamid form, and she's just going to be like, this is the time when you're supposed to mourn and you're supposed to reflect. We have to deal with all sorts of shit in this world, and you're going to be the one that's going to give up on everything just because you saw something terrible? We've all seen something terrible. Get over yourself.
Oh, I'm over myself, Callie. I've been over myself for the past 3 days. Everyone keeps telling me what I'm supposed to be. Everyone keeps telling me about my purpose. Everyone keeps telling me how to act, what I can't be, what I should be. I don't know what the hell I am, okay? You tell me I can turn into a 9-foot-tall rage monster that's supposed to save the Earth from some force of corruption? Sure, fine, whatever. That's not me, though.
You do what you can do, Emmett. That's all any of us does.
Right now, I
for great things.
Do anything. I did everything I could to keep that man alive, and Ben still tore into him like he was paper.
Emmett, I want to tell you something, and she lets go. About a month ago, I went into a black spiral hive and found a multitude of kinfolk and other Garu that had been there and were kept as nothing but breeding stock.
What's a black spiral?
Werewolves of the worm. The worst. What Ben fell into is what they do by trade. Ben didn't mean to do what he did. He couldn't help himself. But they do it. They choose to do it. And when I got there, there was nothing but breeding stock. Kinfolk and Garu alike, all of them months into their pregnancies. Kept in cages and locked away. I know people in here who have literally watched their family members be tortured or worse, dragged away from them. I've watched Metis get be treated just as poorly as if they were the committers of the crime themselves just because they were born into this world. We're all burdened by the terrible shit that happens here. And we all deal with it in our own ways, but I'm going to tell you right now, you sitting here doing this, and she grabs the meat out of his hand and just chucks it onto the ground, it's not going to help you at all. Stiffen that upper lip and move on. Mourn if you have to. Seek counseling. Talk to somebody. But you sitting here and defying what you are in your very nature, if you're a vegan, if that's really what you want to be, we might rib you for it, but it's not. We don't hate you for it. We don't think less of you for it. I certainly don't.
At this point, veganism doesn't even fucking matter anymore. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do, okay? I'm sorry I just left, but what the hell good was I going to do just standing there? I was just going to take up space.
Sometimes bearing witness is enough.
And tell me to move on. I've been trying, Callie. I've been trying.
But and that's all anybody ever does. And she puts an arm over him.
I straight up killed 20 people for just getting fired. I'm trying to process that still. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I briefly thought about just jumping in that bear's mouth. Those couple of days ago when I met you, I considered doing a whole bunch of things. But I'm still just here. Why? I don't know. Because everyone here is telling me that I serve some grand purpose. I'll be honest, I don't see it. I really want to see it. I want to think that I'm some kind of protector of the earth.
It doesn't happen overnight, Emmett. You killed 20 people. I killed several of my closest friends from high school. They were dead because of me. Because I couldn't control what I was. Look, sometimes being here is enough. And honestly, it gets worse from here, but it also gets better. Because everybody who's in this sect, everybody who's part of this nation, while they might bicker and argue and sometimes even fight to the death, on some form they've always got your back.
Emmett puts the meat down.
And Callie's just going to give him actually a very maternal type hug.
Alright, Emmett's going to hug back. But I have one minor request sometime. I'm probably going to ask Nighteyes or Alan at some point. I want to see what I'm fighting.
We can arrange that. they can arrange it. I can arrange it. Any of us can.
I understand that what Ben did, that's something that apparently all of those black spiral things do. I just need to see that. If I'm supposed to be fighting that, considering the story you told me, that's shitty. Even as a normal person, I would probably hate that. And Travis had told me a while back that I'm supposed to take up a cause or something, right? Well, I have one right now. I am never going to let another guru die like that if I have something I can do about it.
Kelly just squeezes him tighter for a moment and then sits back and just has an approving look on her face. And that's how you start to move on. At some point, Emmett, we're going to go somewhere, and I'm going to try this tofu shit just to show you that people are understanding.
Alright.
As y'all wrap up your little conversation, Nighteyes is going to begin her morning howl for the deceased, for Siggy. This is also a way to get Honors the Lost in here, so he would probably hear her doing the howl for the deceased, which is part of her gathering.
And the memento mori?
I think
They would
that.
probably hear it also, because it's going to probably be anyone in the sept will probably hear it.
Okay, then, you want to roll rage?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
To do...
Both of you add a dice to your rage roll.
Okay, fair enough. I can do that. Nope. I'm calm as a fuck.
I'm really fucking edgy right now, apparently.
You're
Oh wait,
right
that
there.
6 is not a success. I have calm heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, a 7 is not a success either.
Alright. So, he's a little bit on edge. Alan is like, okay then. Snow, we need to go see to our sister. Now.
Getting away.
And, yeah. I'm gonna roll my willpower now. I'm good.
Meanwhile, Honors, when he hears this, will walk up to wherever these people are with
They're near
two
the tree
ravens.
houses.
With two ravens on his shoulders. Like one on his left and one on his right.
Alan's currently walking towards the grill out, but he goes ahead and takes a brief detour, actually, to one of the coolers. Goes ahead and grabs a six-pack, punches one open, starts drinking it, starts walking over.
Kelly looks to Sophia and just waves her over.
Yeah, at the moment she's still doing her gathering of the departed howl, so... Although Callie sees her actually crying, I'm not going to even make a roll. She's going to be fucking crying in this scene.
Okay. So, the Memento Mori pack, the three of them that are left, go ahead and gather in a small circle. Sophia and Nighteyes crying, the Lupus Tom Snow on edge, running around, barking, yipping, very angry, very feral, but a bit of a whimpering going on beneath it as Alan Stewart goes ahead and passes out a just it's shitty light beer, but it's the first alcohol thing that he could actually grab. Hands it over to Sophia and drinks a can himself.
Looking at Emmett and Xavier, and Callie, she goes, "Come here," and pulls 3 bottles out, holding it in their direction.
Therapy, Emmett. Therapy.
Let's go.
She puts a hand on Xavier's back. Come on, big guy.
Honors is going to sit down onto a tree stump and simply look at the congregation there. Meanwhile, he gestures the hand of his to one of the ravens, and it jumps in his hand, and he just kind of. And that raven seems to respond with. Let's see.
Sophia, if you could tell me, or if you could tell the tale, please do so.
Our packmate, who I love all of my pack very dearly, was a idiot. And
Falterworm, glorious battle, windy, eh?
No, he felled a Wendigo.
What? Shifts over the comet. What?
He picked a fight with a Wendigo, and the Wendigo gave in to the rage.
Ooh! I thought this was a casualty of war. Is this murder?
There will be a trial, do not worry. She's saying this as she's still crying. I'm not going to try and act it out. She stops sobbing enough to take sips of beer, choke them down. She's moved to sit beside Honors now.
Memento mori. Remember, you will die. Remember, you have to die. Or remember, dying is what you do.
Full name of... What was his full name?
She's going to look at Alan. She goes, I don't know how to pronounce that German shit.
Siegfried searches the dusk.
Siegfried searches the dusk.
Get a Fenris, Philodox, Cleith.
How did it happen? You say he pissed off the Wendigo?
The Wendigo fell to the worm. Everyone took their way of trying to help out and get it to calm. It didn't work. The Wendigo ended up opening his chest cavity and piercing him.
Wait, was this just right after you left me?
About 10 minutes after I left you, yeah. That's why the cubs were sent back when this fight broke out. Because if I fell, no one would... Unfortunately, they didn't see the part where Siegfried died. They just saw the fight start, and I told them to get out.
Okay. Good.
You both okay? As Honors is going to look towards Wazir and Emmett.
Emmett's not at his desk, but Xavier could respond if he wanted.
I am somehow fine. Thank you.
Just a lesson. In death, there is a lesson. Lesson here.
Don't make racial remarks to a Wendigo.
Lesson here is to control your blessing. Because your blessing from Lugna, that rage, can turn you into the worst thing on Gaia's surface.
Callie stands up and she looks solemn enough now that she's managed to, at least, from what she can see, help Emmett for just a moment. I think there's more to this than just simply controlling ourselves. I think what was lost here was a tenet of the litany. Respect those beneath ye, all are of Gaia.
Sophia will raise her beer bottle like when Kelly says that part, kind of mutter here, here, and then chug.
Not to be the dick here, but you don't need a gift to be angry. Have you ever seen a Wild West? I think they're the Wild West. The Wild West movies. I like the Wild West movies, by the way. Alan, can we see more of them?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hey, some cowboy, I think, said something about the power of a gun. 3 cowpokes, same room. One of them gets angry. They're playing cards. One of them cheats. Other ones get angry. They fight. They yell. They shout. They pull out their guns. Bam! One's dead. You don't need gifts to be angry, okay, or to hurt people.
It can happen quite naturally.
Man, human, us, spirit, all can do same thing.
This is what I said yesterday. The third struggle. That against violence. That against rage. That might be a fight we don't get to win, but that is a struggle that we continue to have.
Kelly looks across as she sits back down at Xavier, just to get a gauge on how he's handling this, and I'm going to roll her perception plus empathy. And get nothing because I guess I'm just too tired.
I'll also actually roll that, but I'll increase difficulty by 2 because I'm also tired and I'm currently in this state of mind.
Wait, who are we looking at right now?
I'm looking at the Cubs right now because that's my responsibility.
Yeah.
Looking at Xavier to see how he's handling all this. We have an idea of how Emmett is, but
I'm gonna make my roll. Hold on.
Okay. I'm
One
doing
success.
one on Xavier too because I kind of just ignored him for the most part.
Everybody rolls empathy on Xavier.
I'm doing my own perception and empathy on Xavier to see how he's doing because we don't need him going emo little whiny bitch.
I got 3.
Okay.
Oh, it's so pretty.
You got a few ones as well.
No, I didn't.
I'm talking to Tim.
Oh.
I got 1. But I still have 3.
Okay. So he is a bit startled because this is the first time he saw 2 werewolves each other. But he thinks what happened is just. And the guy died. That piece of shit deserved it. He thinks that way.
I don't think I got it with the 1, but Sophia might because she was there and she has these successes.
That was for Sophia. The last sentence, that was for Sophia.
Nighteyes is going to see if he's opened the beer she gave him and drank it at all yet.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man, there's gonna be an ass kicking.
And then she looks at him and goes, "None of your kin deserve it, even if they're racist assholes. They are still your family." And then she'll go back to leaning against honors and drinking her own beer.
If someone would have did the same thing for my own family, my human family, I would say they would deserve it too.
What happened? What did my packmate do? What did Ziggy do? What was so fucking awful that he had to forfeit his own life?
Kelly's going to stand up and look at Alan. Sit down.
It's like, no, I want to hear. Hear what happened. Tell the entire tale. Don't say short sentences.
Out of note, I can't
entire
remember.
Tale.
Out of character, I cannot remember everything he said, Max.
Well, let Wazir tell a story.
I remember rough things of it. If someone needs
Guys, let John do his thing.
Yep.
Okay. What happened is, Ben took us, me and Emmett, to the Umbra. I think he was going to show us Long Island. And there was that other guy. I don't know what his name is. They started to argue, and that guy made some quite racist remarks. And not only that, he basically insulted his whole family and his ancestors.
Both sides or only one side? Tell truth, now.
Sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear that.
Tell both sides. Hey, tell both sides. If not, one side, tell both sides.
He's talking about how they both were technically throwing racist remarks at each other,
Yeah, that's pretty
even
much
though
what he's meant
Siggy
to
started it.
Yeah, that's basically what I tried to say.
Fair. Continue.
And understandably, Ben got mad. And I think you know what happened afterwards.
So,
Man holds gun. Man holds gun. Triggered by rage. Hate. Very powerful gun. And
hold on, Wazir. Do you think people should die over an argument? Even if it is a very sensible one? Do you think you would need to kill somebody?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I did not say that he had to kill him. I did not say it's a good thing he killed him. I just said he deserved it.
no.
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 Difference. Difference of cause
Clearly.
and difference of effect. Like, a man goes in the woods, gets chopped down by a mountain lion. Did he deserve it? No. Did it happen? Yes. These are two very different things I want you to put into your head.
Listen to Snow, he is wise. Ziggy did not deserve this. It happened, and through some forethought, it could have been avoided, but he did not deserve it.
The get offenders and the Wendigo have always had very bad relationships. It's a miracle that Wakes the Mountain and Blitzkrieg get along, even at all. And neither of them deserve what's going to happen to them.
Define. Do not. Define.
Ben Renshaw, if I'm understanding this correctly, killed somebody. Killed another guru who has committed no sin in the eyes of the litany. He is going to his ancestors, either from taking his own life or a sentence from the sept.
No.
Those are not good ways.
Callie looks
Better
at Xavier. It's not uncommon, Xavier, for anyone to enter thrall of the worm and commits a heinous act like Ben did to take their own lives.
There better way. There is better way.
Oh?
Problems with both ways. Suicide, not good. Lose soldier. Execution, not good. Conflict, stress between pack and tribes, also not good. Possible recovery time is possible, but best action. Throw him into a fight. He can't win.
So let me make this clear. Was he under the influence of the worm?
In a time of weakness, when he was most angry, his rage controlled him, and the worm used that moment of weakness to spur him on into even more depravity.
I mean, the worm can.
He himself, I have seen Minigaru fall to it and not recover. They can recover physically, but they can never, ever come to terms with how the worm used and abused them, even for a moment. It is the worst kind of violation.
Well,
This
wasn't there a cleansing rite or something that Katori used before? Why can't we just use that on Ben?
See,
It's-
that's the problem. It's not that right now he's in his
What's
anger.
better?
The
Which is
worm took a hold of him, but
what?
cleansing will not clean his own conscience.
Question: If you can beat an enemy through his head, through his mind, through the ways he thinks, does the worm need to pull the bullet?
Oh, sorry, you cut out real quick. I couldn't quite catch all that.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Cub. Man loses will to fight. Right. Enemy wins. If enemy he kills that will before the fight even happens enemy better, man worse.
Essentially, what I think he's trying to get at is that someone who's fallen to the worm, such as Ben will lose the will to live more than likely.
You notice at this point, Alan has finished his first can. He goes ahead and puts it on the ground, stomps it, and then puts the can actually in his pocket. He doesn't want to soil Gaia. Not even if he's trying to succor his own ailments.
Redemption, possible, unlikely. Actually, again, hard struggle. Oh, to be fought.
Okay. Snow, Nighteyes. This is what I want you to do. Tom, as the alpha, I need you to reorganize the pack for me. We
What are we
need
doing?
somebody to replace what we have lost.
Nuts.
Xavier, Emmett,
Yes?
I want you to tell me where you are right now.
What do you mean?
Army loses soldiers. Need new recruits.
Yes. This might be a more extended conversation that I'm willing to go into right now, but how did this affect you?
Emmett looks over at Kalu real quick. He just looks back at Alan. Be honest, Alan. These last few days have been simultaneously the worst and best of my life. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow or the next day or a minute after now, but I know that was caused by the worm. That's reason enough to take it down. But I'd like to see more of it.
You are a Gipsus Moon. You are blessed and cursed with an amount of rage. Fortunately for you, it is not as much as the members of the Worm Raiders. The Worm Raiders were gifted with a cup and a half of Luna's rage. Be careful. around them, step sideways around them, they will be hurting even more now with the loss of their packmate.
Again, also, inter-pack conflict, not good. We lose.
hmm Xavier,
Yes.
where are you right now?
I believe that I have a lot more to learn and find out about both the Garou and the worm, but I'm sure of one thing. I am going to take I as many as I can of those worm with me before I go down.
hmm Ellen's gonna look towards Honors and simply say, Honors,
Yes.
this Garou here is of the same auspice and potentially of the same tribe as yourself. I beg and plead to you, whatever mentorship you can give to him, please do so. I may be the Din Father, but I recognize when somebody has a better insight to a Garou than I.
Okay. Wazir,
Yes,
I want to speak to my pack. You'll be there with us then.
I'm honored.
All right.
Callie,
Yes?
I noticed something coming up.
Go on.
I noticed Emmett confused, more in a panic than I've ever seen him as a cub within these last few days. But you spoke to him. You talked to him. You brought him to the circle. I'm not going to ask how you did it, but I beg and plead to you to keep doing it.
I think I'm going to watch over this one.
I may be the Din Father, and I will make sure that these cubs grow up as they ought to and make sure they pass their rite of passage, but these two elder Garou, senior Garou in the Sept can help me with that, I will accept it.
Emmett, I'm extending you an invitation to join me, Heinrich, and May in a pack. Help train you and teach you.
Pointing towards Kelly, he has to pass his rite of passage before he can become any sort of pack, although I am not averse to him joining yours.
You can hang with us until then, if that's what you want.
This is acceptable to me.
Will you and your pack be coming with him and I to get his supplies then?
I can't at least until Tuesday. And I would appreciate at least a couple of hours after that to take a nap, finally.
That's fine. Katori was going to go with us. I'm also going to take the cubs out for a meal.
Although, Cubs, you wish to see what can be seen, correct?
Yeah.
Max, quick out-of-character question. If we were to go into the Umbra on top of the tree houses, would we be able to see out to Long Island?
Oh, yes.
Very well.
But there's a simple solution.
And
Mind
also,
speak.
um, can Xavier stay with Honors the Lost?
Until the both of you have passed your rite of passage, no.
No. I'm talking about right now.
Are you
Yeah,
talking
no,
OOC or IC?
No. I'm asking OOC. Like, do I have to?
Oh, Callie's not going to
go
drag
out?
you there if you don't want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just gonna look at Emmett. Come on.
Alright.
And Aaron's gonna stand up as well, if you want to. And he's gonna look to Emmett and Wazir. I can share you my memory and show you exactly what I've seen that the worm does, combined with what you're about to see, about what Kelly is about to show you.
That would be a good start, I believe.
Alright.
If you don't mind, this time I will follow you. It seems like all the excitement happens and he doesn't finish that sentence. He just sort of looks down to himself. He tries to make the joke, but he can't. He can't make the joke at all.
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll willpower again.
Yeah.
And you know what? No one knows the joke you're about to say. And he laughs.
Yeah, Nighteyes just starts crying even harder. This time she's in Honor's shoulder. Like,
I
facing
make
him
it.
crying.
He'll comfort her. You want to see?
Right, Alan's gonna go ahead and take a pocket mirror from a compact. Just go ahead and
Alan.
look at it. Yes?
Wait 1 minute. When they leave, I tell you something.
He closes the mirror and puts it back into his pocket.
In that case, I'll guide them. Alright, follow me. Oh, no, wait, Kelly, you're the one who actually said to go somewhere.
Top of Shanzu.
Thought as much. Bell tower?
Bell tower.
Bell tower. Alright. As he's gonna pull out a harmonica. And on to the other side.
Callie will take the time to cross over into the Umbra. She'll offer a mirror up to, or she'll look into like a mirror she pulls out of her bag and places a hand on Emmett so she can guide him across.
Okay, so I'm going with you.
If you want to, I mean, you don't have to.
Okay, so Xavier pulls out the hand mirror Honors gave him, and he steps, I think.
Sideways. We don't need to roll a gnosis for it here because it's just inside the sept. The gauntlet's ridiculously low here. So.
Okay. And then after the Cubs and the two senior members sort of drift off, Snow Tom now, I think, as his helmet form, pretty much just looks at Alan, and we'll just say a couple of different things. The worm is a tool. It is a tool of power. You can give whatever propaganda you want to everyone else, and most of it is true. But you cannot deny. But we should not deny that the power of the worm is still there. That rage. Don't tell me you don't feel it every time you pull it out.
Sometimes it's stronger, sometimes it's weaker.
Out of character
Rage.
note, Trent, did you want Nighteyes here for this part, or did you want her to go with the Cubs?
You can stay here if you want to.
Okay. I'll probably
My
stay and listen.
rage is a blessing from my moon. It does not come from the worm.
Then why does the worm is able to sneak past our defenses? Is to get at us from there. I'm not saying don't use it. It's a very powerful tool. but understand. And this is the lesson that the Worm Raiders did not understand. Anytime you abuse a tool, it will eventually break you.
I accept these wise words of wisdom.
I have nothing more to say. But I think there's another from my tribe here, isn't there?
The Silver Fang?
Yeah.
There are a few, Morning Kill being the most alpha.
I think I will venture to try to see if I can find him. I always assume that whatever Fang is around would have a word in big events in situations like this. I want to test my wisdom.
I believe he is at the museum, actually, just parallel to the park. You may find him there, or at least his kinfolk. That's
I will
what
go.
Siggy
And
told me.
fuck us.
Yeah! A desperate, exhausted, frustrated howl.
You go with the others. I will go my own way and test my own wisdom.
Peace to you, wisdom to you, much honor. As Alan's going to go ahead and bust open his compact and sidestep.
Nighteyes is just going to pat Tom on the head like he's still in lupus. I'll see you at home, Alpha. And then she'll step sideways.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Good. I'll go counterdark for a bit then.
Meanwhile, a bit further, closer to the treehouse of Zanshu, the little group of Gru is currently in process of climbing up on top the bell tower, and they finally reach the top. Honors, probably being the fastest among them, is going to pull each and every one of them up, and simply going to look towards Long Island.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this us now?
Yes.
Cubs and all that? Oh, okay, cool.
Callie's going to step out onto the roof, up towards the highest point, and sort of stand at the crest of it. And look back at Xavier and Emmett. You want to see what you're fighting?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she points out in the direction of Long Island, where a vortex of baleful lightning rains down from the sky off in the distance, and you can make out just in the distance a large, what looks to be sort of hooked-shaped cocoon pulsing with baleful energy.
Before we continue, Max,
Huh?
wasn't the Vizier family estate in Long Island?
Somewhere close to Queens. Yeah.
Oh shit. So right now, what I see, that what you described is on top of the place where my house is, right?
Probably not directly on it, but close to it, more than likely. Relatively close, I should say. I mean, Long Island is a very big place.
Okay.
Yeah. Long Island's ridiculously huge.
So we're trying to destroy it?
That's just one aspect of the worm, the Storm Eater. Very powerful worm creature, worm spirit. And that, as you can see, is huge, corrupting everything around it.
So that's what we were made to fight, huh? Or one aspect of it, right?
One aspect of it. Max, out of character, I forget the current state, but I do believe there is a certain star in the sky, isn't there?
Not at the moment.
Oh, because I think it's been mentioned before in scene.
No, actually, it's not.
Oh, okay.
God damn it, Vinny! Stop trying to be all.
No, I just remember Blitz saying, "Do you see that red star in the sky?" when he was bitching about the changelings.
I might have a go. But okay, for now we'll say that it's not really there. Like there could be something there, but yeah.
Okay, well then she's not going to bring it up. There are more horrific things out there than just that. The evil deeds that the black spirals can inflict are heinous beyond measure. The Fomori, creatures possessed by Banes, are a blight on our existence.
Honors the Lost is going to claim 2 points of willpower from Reindeer and spend them both to activate Mind Speak. And suddenly Emmett and Wazir suddenly hear Honors' voice in their own thoughts and say, "You wanted to see? I'll share some of my memories with you both." And suddenly this image comes up in both of your heads. A test lab, DNA, human brains, gore and filth all over it. And in the back, you see a tube with a man inside. The man is a man? No, it's not. That is everything except a man. It is large, it is green, it has bulging muscles, it has his own bone sticking outside of it, and has a bone tail coming out of it. It has horns, it has fangs, it has everything that a human should not have. And every sensation that you get of it is foul and wrong.
That thing should be scared.
Perhaps.
Oh, it's definitely got to be scared. It's got to go up against us.
I think we should rather be prepared than scared.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not saying we're scared. I'm saying that thing should have been scared.
My bad.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. I think I get it now. That worm fucker's better be ready to run. Because he's got a whole world of giant wolves that were specifically made to kill his ass.
Now, don't get too crazy there, Tonto.
Alright.
But it's coming, eventually. We all get our chance to fight the worm. Some of us sooner than others. And it's also got its own army of minions. The spirals actually used to be us. One of us.
So we can turn into those things?
Any
If you let
creature.
it creep in your thoughts, if you let it dwell in your heart, if you become overconfident of your own abilities, a worm will seize everything that can be a weakness and use it against you.
It's just what they do. And they've done it for centuries, thousands of years.
They've gotten good at it.
They are. Spirals are amongst some of the worst things that they can bring to bear on us, but not the absolute worst. There are creatures out there, bane spirits, that have legends attached to them. Things that can alter reality and things that can entice even the most steadfast Garu to their side as a lover or an ally. We face many dangers when it comes to this sort of thing. That's why there's so much zeal and bravado amongst us. That's why individuals like Ben have such a chip on their shoulders because historically we've all had to deal with things. The Wendigo, more than most, have had a tragic past.
Yeah, all I gotta do is crack open an American history book for that.
Failures. Failures of the nation. Between the killer tribes and the European ones.
Let's not even talk about the things the nation has failed then. Actually, yes, let's do talk.
'Tis an important lesson.
I remember my lesson about the War of Rage and the War of Tears.
Sing it. Sing it, Tell Swinger. Sing it.
A War of Rage is what they go call it. But it wasn't. It was a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. You see, as he's gonna start walking around, the Garu are not the only children of that Gaia has made. The wolves are not the only ones that she has created. No, there are many others. Some right now don't even exist anymore. It tells about Corex, but the Raven Changers, as he says, looking at the ravens on his shoulder. There are bears, coyotes, foxes, apparently dragons even, reptiles.
Rats.
Rats. Hear it all, hear it all. Sharks even, as the stories go. And there are many, many, many children. Cats. And bats. Boars. All of these.
Sure hope there aren't spiders.
Spiders. The cold-hearted beings known as the Ananasi.
Fuck. Always has to be spiders.
No. No, it's... The Guru Nation has made many a mistake. The War of Rage, nobody knows truly how it started. Nobody knows truly who actually began. There are far too many stories, there are far too many versions of it.
The Imperium.
The Imperium.
You mean like the Imperium?
No, the Imperium is something entirely different. The Imperium.
An
Was when-
empire is different from a purge.
The
Oh.
Imperium happened when thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. I think it was 4,000 or 5,000 years ago. The Garu decided that it was time that humanity had grown too much. There were too many in their numbers. And so the Garu decided to kill humans. entire cities and civilizations and villages to bring back the numbers. And some say we were actually doing a different breed's job.
That's why the humans fear us instinctually. They've never forgotten. We're not perfect. We have our moments. Moments like what happened between Ben and Siegfried. They don't even need to come to the point of going into thrall. Sometimes two Garu will kill each other just for emphasis of honor or for satisfaction. Ideally, we're meant to never fight to the death, but if you run in any Arun circle, you'll know that that just simply isn't the case.
These weren't even Arun. You know what still bugs me the most about the Guru Nation? The War of Tears. The most senseless act that our people have ever committed. The murder of an entire tribe just because we thought they were different. Tribes come from all over the world. There was one called the Bunyip. It resided in Africa.
Australia.
Australia, sorry.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say of course, but
Yeah.
Gaia is a rather big planet, and we do not measure distances in short lines. This is why all the tribes consider themselves different.
I was thinking about the Ahadi, but that's a completely different story. No, the Bunyip reside in Australia. And as stories go, they weren't. Once their lupus forms were different. As such, the Garo Nation, in their short sight, in our short sight and lack of wisdom, saw them as something else. And so, our ancestors of every tribe can claim innocence, but I'm just gonna say every single tribe, proceeded to wipe the Bunyip off the face of Gaia. Only later, far later was it known that it was one of the spirals that manipulated all of us to wiping them out.
Callie looks over at Aaron. I've heard tales that because of the slaughter, the spirits of the Australian outback despise us.
They don't just despise us. The Australian Umbra is strange and different. It's very much the wildlands of that country, of that island, is so primal, so untouched, and we fucked up so hard.
Australia, it's a continent. It has a huge internal landscape called the outback by the locals. The Aboriginal tribes lived there, or at least lived on the coast, but were eventually moved in by colonial forces. They called it something different than what we call it. We call it the Umbra. They called it the Dreamland, or the Dream Time.
The dream
It's
time.
weird. It's a time where minds, ideas, they simply drift off to be collected in this big, big cloud. The Aboriginals, they called it as such. And I believe the Aboriginals also had a talent for seeing and manipulating it. Maybe they, even if they weren't from Gaia, even if they did not have the half spirit, maybe they were able to make something of the Outback in Insumbra? I don't know.
Perhaps. We've made mistakes. Everybody, every single one of the tribes has made mistakes. Let nobody ever tell you otherwise. That's all we can do to make up for them. To make this world a better place.
We're not perfect, Cubs.
Ooh, whoops, my bad. What's up?
We're not perfect, Cubs, she says.
Gaia has made us for war, and we do it so well that we in our blindness engage it in others.
Emma just looks over at Xavier. We're not perfect either. I know I'm definitely far, far, far from perfect. I'm about 20 steps away from perfect. But he looks over at the cocoon and the lightning tempest that is off in the distance. But this is something worth fighting for. This for Gaia. This war, this ancient enemy.
At this point, Xavier reaches out a hand to Emmett. Not like a handshake, but like this.
Oh yeah, no, Emmett's gonna grab that. Considering where Emmett is from, he's probably gonna pull you in for like a bro hug, if that's what you're going for.
No, I'm not going for that. I'm just going to hold on.
Okay.
Then we will be fighting.
Gaia.
Charlie looks to Anna's lost with a sense of approval on her face.
Honest lost staring into the storm. A very conflicted look on his face.
Nighteyes is in the background just watching everything, arms crossed, making sure the cubs don't get themselves killed.
Alan will go ahead and whisper to Nighteyes, well, at least they're bonding together.
This is so much better than how my stepbrother and sisters bonded. That ended horribly. You know how we roll.
Yeah. I'm not a diviner, but I can tell you that at least they're getting a good start.
I think it's time, Aaron, that we start training these cubs in earnest and get them ready as they can be.
Everybody should. One lesson this entire sept apparently needs to be taught is how to deal with the fucking spirits.
Nighteye gives you a look.
I'm totally willing to learn that if someone's willing to teach me.
Everybody here would be.
I can teach you some things, Emmett.
Sure. And he just smiles at you.
Xavier just raises a hand
Yes, Xavier.
Go. Go, Xavier. You have the floor.
First thing I want to learn is how to actually switch into that big form.
She looks at Honors at this point and she goes, "You may need to show him this, because how we teach our boys to do it is we punch them."
Over and over again.
Alright. And it's Honors is gonna walk towards Wazir. And what you all notice is that while he's walking, he's getting smaller.
So before we continue, I want Xavier to actually go Krynos before we end the scene.
No, that's fine. But what you all notice is that Honors the Lost is getting smaller, which is weird. That he'd been in another form, but he looks perfectly normal. Alright, Wazir. 5-4. Hamed, Glabro, Krynos, Hispo, Lupus. 5 forms you've been gifted with. But right now, we are in Hamed. Next step is to go towards the next step, and that is Glabro.
And as you say that,
You know, you can
shift
just.
up 1. You see Alan go ahead and give a practical demonstration to this as his features become much more feral. He grows bigger. His clothes go ahead and start to get tight on him. As his hair grows out, his muzzle gets a little bit more fierce. His eyes get a little bit more narrow and feral. He starts to actually grow these claws from his hands. Grah!
That's Glabro. Look at Alan and picture that. Channel the wolf. Search through that head of yours. And take that form.
If you have to, crawl around on all fours, growl, snarl, howl at the moon, like you were when a kid pretending to be an animal. You should look at Emmett at the same time to do the same.
Xavier actually closes his eyes, and you can tell that he is focusing.
Okay. Roll a stamina and primal urge roll.
Okay. Wait, was Callie asking me to shift as well, just so that way she can see it?
I have no primal urge.
And just roll your stamina.
Oh, sorry, Vinny, I couldn't hear you. Was Callie actually telling me to shift along with him?
Yeah, she was like, basically instructing the both of you, like, kind of envision playing a wolf and pretending to be one. Growl, howl at the moon, all that sort of stuff.
Ooh, rhinos!
If you wish to shift all the way up.
If you wish to. We're just going into Glabro right now.
Okay, I'll just go Glabro then.
What's the
Difficulty is 7 for Glabro form.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
In that case, you feel yourself lengthen. You feel muscles start to be more powerful. You see your hands start to become hairy and feral, and there are short claws growing on top of it. You can feel your own teeth growing out, and you actually start to get... They're sharp. And as your own hair starts to grow, your features turn a little bit more feral, you feel stronger. Honor the Lost is also going to shift up to Glabro, and actually he's going to shift up directly into Krynos, into the giant Anubis, the Krynos form of the Seven Striders. Next is Ars form, the war form, the Krynos form. A form that incites fear.
Kelly walks to the edge of the bell tower and shouts down to one of the stargazers sitting down there meditating. Can we have a few pairs of clothes, please? And then walks back.
I should get a lot of Walmart cheap clothes from now on, shouldn't I?
No, we'll teach you how to dedicate your clothing to your specific forms.
Ooh,
Neat
nice.
little trick. Carry around a bag. It's so fucking useful. I carry around my own. I used to call it the magical murder bag until I realized how morbid that sounded.
Oh, nice. I used to always carry, well, I still do always carry another pair of socks.
Austin, you're a jackass.
But anyway,
Guys, we've been going almost 2 hours. Let's hurry up and teach the cubs Krynos so they can do battle.
well, like, I know how to do Krynos. You saw me go Krynos.
Okay, Emmett, go sit in your happy corner and eat a cookie then.
No, he's gonna do it
True.
along with his buddy. And now I'm Krynos.
Kelly looks at Xavier. At the peak of your rage, you can feel it boiling inside you. Just get yourself to Glabra. Concentrate on it and focus it and let it spread throughout you.
Oh, can we talk in Krynos form?
Rawr, 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 rawr. Mother's tongue. Of course.
Do I need to roll Stamina Primal Urge again?
You don't really have to, but you can actually just concentrate for a turn, and you can actually go through the forms.
Yep.
The roll is more if you wish to do it to shift up reflexively.
Okay, so Xavier is just going to close his eyes again and start concentrating.
Fur starts to grow. Muscles start to get more there. It's like you feel your own strength becoming superhuman. This is not a level of strength a normal human can possibly obtain. As you feel yourself, your legs elongating, your bones pushed in strange shapes. I can't speak that. Shapes and sizes. And as you open your eyes, and if you look somewhere into a reflection, magically a pool of water appears in the sky. Goddamn stargazers. You can see your own form of Anubis. That's Krinos. War. There are Lupus and Hispo as well. Hispo's direwolf, as he says, as he's going to start shifting down to Hispo.
Xavier, at this point, is examining his fur, his claws, his feet. What is Emmett doing?
Oh, Emmett's also shifting. I've never actually described Emmett's Krynos form, or any of his other forms for that matter. Um, yeah, no, he's pretty much just his fur is actually black. And it's probably got a couple, but not a lot of white stripes. Probably just one that almost makes him look like a skunk, which is hilarious. Although he doesn't actually know he has that, so someone's gonna kind of call him on it if they want to. But yeah. And then he goes through his forms.
And as the cubs go through self-discovery, so to speak, and learn about the different forms and try them on for size, at least this time in earnest, without having to be in a state of rage, they find that they are indeed more powerful than they ever possibly imagined, and that the conversation of the night and everything that they've seen and witnessed has helped put them into a state where they'll be driven to excel. And as they all turn and look at the Storm Eater's chrysalis in the distance, they're left with a sense of purpose greater than themselves for the first time since they arrived on the set. And I think here we can end our scene.
Bye.